let's transition back to the game here. I want to talk a bit about these lanes while we're at it. And so let's go back here. There we go. Let's transition back here to my BlueStack scene. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about the different ones. So obviously, we'll start from the top. Let's talk about bio. Not much to say here. I'm sure you guys know this. But it'll be interesting to see what... oh, that was the wrong page, actually. A lot of windows open. Sorry. Here we go. Let's bring back YouTube. So there's a lot of, obviously, the symbiotes. That's the number one for bio. But, you know, let's talk about some of the other characters that you have available. So Black Bolt is going to be here. Call Obsidian, I guess, if you need a tank. Invisible Woman also. These are maybe Squirrel Girl. Like, actually, we forgot to talk. Oh, wait. I was thinking of Young Avengers. But they're not all bio, are they? Are they? No, 3. Oh, yeah, sorry. Chavez. America Chavez is Mystic. I forgot about that one. I thought, like, maybe you could, you know, because the Young Avengers have this drain mechanic, so I thought that maybe, but no, probably not, maybe not. Anyways, there are a handful of characters that you can choose from. You know, you could go for like an Inhumans mixed team if you really must. Black Bolt, Crystal, Quake, Yo-Yo, something like that, perhaps. Otherwise, you'd probably just want to go for the symbiotes. And now moving along, let's go to the other obvious one, which is going to be now mutants. Of course, we're not going to see them all here, but there are other mutant characters that you can consider. So you can use the Marauders, Mr. Sinister, Emma Frost, Mystique, Strife, Sabretooth, Phoenix. Phoenix is a stand-in for somebody. You could probably use a Marauders team for one node, use a Phoenix X-Men team for another, and probably you could at least be able to smash your way through, I would imagine, at least 1 or 2 nodes that way, before having to resort to the Astonishing X-Men. Maybe you could include Magneto in there as well, you know, if he's high enough power for you that you might be able to make him work. Or like Magneto with the, you know, dump Sabretooth and put Magneto in there instead, maybe. Something like that might work. And actually, another good thing that I want to start talking about this later, maybe not for this video or this live stream, but Shatterstar and Longshot, I think that's something, X-Factor is something that you guys will want to keep your eye on. I think X-Factor is going to be very meta. I think they're going to be very, very strong. They kind of already are, and it's just 2 of them. I want to put some more investment into them. They're both sitting at gear tier 12 for me, and I think I plan to take... I think I might even gear them up before Astonishing X-Men. I might gear Iceman, and I might gear Jubilee standalone. But I think Shatterstar and Longshot, I think when the X-Factor characters come out, I think that's going to be well worth consideration. And I think that it's possible that they could also be highly meta in a raid sense, possibly. We'll see, you know, what the other characters kind of bring to the table. But I think that if they all have like on crit mechanics, I think there could be something there. And I just wanted to mention that really quick. And then, so we're going to dip into, what was the other? Tech. That is kind of the other kind of okay one. It's not so bad. It's not quite a skill. But looking at the top of the tech roster, so we do have Doc Ock, so this is probably going to be a staple character for that. Minerva probably as well. Maybe Ghost. I mean, she's not huge in raids, but you might be able to make it work, especially if you're taking her up to tier 14 or tier 15. Anyways, for Dark Dimension 4, we have a Shuri. We have Ultron. Make Ultron great again. You know, maybe there might be some reason to want to bring Ultron back from the grave. Mine's sitting at level 80. Just in the hopes that they ever do bring red stars for Ultron. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but, you know, I do like Ultron. I think he has a really great kit. And so if we can make him as powerful as we possibly can, there might be some reason to want to use him still. As, you know, he's still a pretty strong character. So those are some of the better characters. Shuri, there's not really a lot, actually. You're kind of stuck here. So Shuri, Ghost, Doc Ock, Ultron, Minerva, maybe Scientist Supreme, you know, if you have her at a decent level. Maybe Falcon for the turn bar, but you know, you're pretty stuck into like a 5, somewhere between 5 and 7 characters to make work. You could probably clear a node or 2. Now, where it gets a bit more troubling here, of course, is we need to talk about Mystic. Actually, we need to talk about skill, but let's talk about while we're here. Let's talk about Mystic really quick. So we have Thanos and Ebony Maw. That's a really good dual combo, and then we have Hela. So these are the top 3 contenders right here. And then after that, it kind of putters out a bit, to be honest. Doctor Strange, maybe. Doctor Strange and Ghost Rider, maybe. It might be something that you want to consider. Doctor Strange is a revive, so if something ever were to happen to one of these others somehow, then you could use Doctor Strange to revive. I actually have a 5 red star Doctor Strange sitting at gear tier 12. That's something that I might consider, maybe. Especially if they're bringing out more supernatural characters, maybe, for this. I keep saying maybe, but we don't really know, right? Yeah, good call on that. Mordo is actually a pretty decent one as well. But I don't have him up as high, so if you have some decent red stars on Mordo, that might be a worth consideration. So that would be really leave you Mordo, Ghost Rider, Doctor Strange. Unless there's a rework to Scarlet Witch, but then again, Scarlet Witch and Vision on different traits, and Doctor Doom, of course. So kind of missed out on Doctor Doom here. Of course, that's probably going to be in there once you unlock him. That's going to be really important. And fortunately, none of the Fantastic Four members actually are Mystic, because he gets this thing, of course, where he gets increased stats here with a Fantastic Four member. So that's unfortunate. But so Doctor Doom, Mordo maybe, Doctor Strange maybe, Ghost Rider maybe. So that's like 4 characters, 5, 6, 7. Hell, there's not a lot of combination of characters that you could use realistically. So this is kind of this Doom raid. I think, for now, anyways, I think is kind of forcing us to level up those meta characters more than maybe more than we already have, and maybe considering branching out. Doctor Strange, Ghost Rider, and Mordo might be worth consideration alongside Thanos and Ebony Maw, but hell, it's still you would need these 3 as a staple, frankly, and then including 2 others. Doom maybe, and then 1 more. I don't know. Ghost Rider might be the 5th, but I don't know if there's any way to heal really, and that's the problem. So you might need to run healer ISOs on Thanos and Ebony Maw in order to keep the rest of them alive. So yeah, I don't know. Unless there's going to be some reworks on some of these characters. And finally, let's talk about skill, because this is probably where it's worst off. So we have a load of crap. No, what do we do? So we have a lot of characters that really aren't tailored to be raid characters. Now, we have the Proxima Corvus combo, which is just kind of damage, but Proxima does have some control aspects here. We do have Baron Zemo, who I do have at tier 15, so there is that. Punisher, good against villains, and then of course we have the sort of the Nick Fury shield team, and then we have Red Guardian, Taskmaster, Yelena Belova, of course, further down. Night Nurse, let's talk about Night Nurse, because some people were talking that Night Nurse might be getting a rework in patch 5.1, some sort of city rework. So if this is the case, Night Nurse is gonna be great. Let's start bumping our gear into Night Nurse. Not yet, but maybe by patch 5.1. You might want to consider this. If you're going hard on Doom more, maybe Night Nurse is going to be that skill healer that you're really going to need. Now, if you use her alongside characters like Red Guardian is actually a really solid tank. Lucky for me, if you guys are watching any of my videos from my pulls, my orb pulls, and all that, I did manage to get 5 red. So thankfully, I'm very thankful about that. He has a really good kit, and as far as tanks go, he is probably the best skill tank in the skill section. Maybe shield security, but then you would have to run Nick Fury. So you'd have to run Nick Fury, shield security, and some other combo possibly. So that might be viable if you have a high shield security. But Red Guardian is another good one. Taskmaster, maybe. If he gets reworked down the line to fill in with Red Guardian and the other Russian characters, things like that from the Black Widow movie, maybe. But I see this being like a Proxima. I'm going to take Proxima and Baron Zemo just because they're going to be really high for me. And then maybe Punisher, Red Guardian, Night Nurse. Like, I don't... honestly, you're scratching the bottom of the barrel. But, if Night Nurse gets a good rework, then yeah, maybe it might be worth it. She's skill. Skill is kind of easy to gear because there's not a lot of good characters, and actually I'm kind of tempted just to hit the equip all button to get tier 11, but yeah, we'll see what happens in a couple of weeks when patch 5.1 rolls around. So don't discount Night Nurse, but if anyone's sitting on high red stars for Night Nurse, I'm messing up my words. If anyone's sitting on high red stars for Night Nurse, maybe that might be worth some consideration. But it is all end-game content, and that we're gonna eventually be seeing new characters coming to the game for all of the traits. So over time, it's gonna fill out, organically perhaps. Maybe not from a team perspective, but at least there's some other meta-esque characters that you're gonna be able to add in there. So yeah, who knows? But skill is obviously the most concerning one for a lot of people, and that's what I wanted to raise here. Obviously, there's some really strong characters, but you don't really have any good sort of healing aspects, and I think that's where they're kind of missing. Now, I don't think that White Tiger, I heard, is going to be Mystic. I don't really know too much about the character, but I believe I looked this up and on my last live stream, and I'm pretty sure that White Tiger does have some mystic elements in her origins. Something related to a god or Egypt or something like that, I don't remember. So I don't think she's going to be a skill character, but there might be another. We have, or was that, sorry, no, that was Moon Knight? Sorry, Moon Knight was Mystic, right? Because that's what I was thinking of. I don't know about White Tiger. I'm pretty sure Moon Knight might be Mystic, though. But we'll have to wait and see. So maybe there might be some new characters coming down the line that might help out for this. But skill is probably the most immediately concerning, and tech and Mystic. Obviously, the best ones are going to be Bio and Mutant are probably going to be the best ones, is what I wanted to say. And you guys might have to, if you're going to be going for Doom Raid, you know, then maybe you're going to be having to fight your alliance for getting these lanes for characters, and then whoever draws the bad stick gets the skill lane or the mystic lane or something like that. But I just wanted to talk about Doom Raids while we were at it, and you know, kind of go over the different characters that you're going to have available to you for that. If you're someone that happens to be in the top 1% or top 2% who might actually be doing that, I don't know if we will be in my alliance, but you know, it's good to kind of plan ahead or think ahead anyways. And yeah, that's actually a good point there. So we might get a new Mystic team with Shang-Chi. Who knows? Hand rework. Who knows? Most characters from Hand are Mystic as well. So yeah, there might be something there actually with regards to maybe a combo like Shang-Chi plus Hand. Who knows? I don't know. I definitely don't know. And I don't know much about Shang-Chi and the storyline for Shang-Chi, if there's anything there related to Hand at all, or if they're going to be brand new characters. Not too sure. I don't really know much about the story aspect of them from that. So yeah, but I just wanted to go over that really quickly and kind of see what we had available for us for Doom Raid. And yeah, I don't know if we're going to have to wait until we see the actual rewards that come out for Doom Raid, whether or not it's going to be worth building up these characters. Obviously, it's going to be the top sort of main PvE content in the game. Like I said about that Reddit post, though, it is going to be disappointing, though, that you're not going to be able to use the teams that you want. And you're kind of restricted, just like the Greek raids, but kind of disappointing that you're restricted in an Ultimus style raid as well. Even though it's Doom Raid, it is essentially Ultimus 8 at this point. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that, though, and yeah, we'll have to wait and see as patch 5.1 comes around the corner and we get some better idea of what Doom Raid has in store for us. So